I want to start with the fact that I recorded this whole video and I forgot that I had that picture of Martin Scorsese and his movies in the background. It's supposed to be a different picture. Just ignore it or don't. I mean, he's cinema. What's up, Flick fans? Welcome back to the channel. We are talking Oscars, but not Best Picture. Today, we're talking actor and actress. Look, I have my own thoughts. I haven't seen every movie on this list, but I've noticed that a lot of these predictions I'm seeing on Twitter are very similar, so you may not see much distinction, but I tried to be somewhat different.
Are you sure about that?
And keep in mind, I'm ranking this by strongest contender, so when I get to number one, you ask me who I'm predicting to win, it's probably that one. But it's early. Things can change. Let's talk actress. All right, here are two names that I debated putting at this 5 spot. Greta Lee from Past Lives and Margot Robbie from Barbie. Now, a lot of people have Robbie on this list, and it's nothing against her, nothing against that film, but Ryan Gosling seems to be the one making all the noise, even though it's Barbie, and Robbie was Barbie. How about one of the most gifted voices I've ever heard, and someone who, whenever we see her pop up on the big screen, is absolutely phenomenal, and that could carry over into a film like The Color Purple. It's Fantasia. Fantasia has always been someone who commands your attention. Powerhouse performances, whether it be on stage or in film, and I truly believe the role that she's playing in this movie, the range that I've seen just from the trailer, and the idea that her voice, her singing voice, is going to be able to lend a lot to this movie. And the movie's coming out in December, and it looks like it's primed to be a big Oscar player, maybe a Best Picture contender. We're going to get some performances out of here to contend in supporting, but if the movie is great, that's a big if, we don't know, I think Fantasia could give an Oscar-worthy performance. And, a lot of people are saying Fantasia, but I'm seeing most leave her off the list for someone like a Robbie or a Greta Lee. I'm putting her on here. I'm calling my shot early before seeing the movie. Usually it bites me in the butt. Will it this time? Maybe. But I know what I'm seeing in a couple of weeks. It's Anatomy of a Fall, and I've talked about this a couple of times on the channel, how it could be a Best Picture contender, but everyone walking out of their festival screenings over the last several months have been tweeting out one name associated with this. Actually, two names. Two names, but this one's important. Sandra Hüller? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. A woman is suspected of her husband's murder. There's a sole witness. The description of this film sounds phenomenal. The trailer looks awesome, but it's her performance in the trailer that feels so powerful, that evokes most of that emotion. And every single person at every festival this is played at has talked up her performance on a level that I just can't deny anymore. And I'm to the point to where I want to even move her up this list just because looking at the history of her as an actress, her filmography is good, but her overall resume tells me it's time. It's time for her to make that leap. We saw a great performance out of her last year, and this feels like the cherry on top. And we're going to be looking at her as one of the better actresses in Hollywood now, which is cool. So I love seeing her name on a lot of people's lists. I'm stealing from that because my confidence level right now is really high. I'm seeing it in like 2 weeks, so I'm very excited. I normally do the festivals, but I have a baby now. What am I supposed to do? But look how cute she is. Carey Mulligan, Maestro. Carey Mulligan, man, if she gets another nomination, we have to start talking. We have to start putting her in the conversation that we do some of these other actresses with multiple nominations. And I already am from a quality standpoint because every time she's in a movie, she's fantastic. But this looks like the role that is going to elevate that to the next level, talking recognition, and maybe this could be her best performance. I mean, my goodness, the first poster they released, it was her. So the movie may not even be through the eyes of solely Bradley Cooper himself. This may be Carey Mulligan's movie. And if that's the case, you know she's going to crush it. You don't know if the movie's going to be great, but you hope it is. If it's at least good and she's great, she'll be a contender. These top three, they'll all be contenders.
I could have been a contender.
Number two, number one, you know who's coming, but who's going to be in first? I am going to shock a lot of people with this. I'm going Emma Stone at number 2.
Number 2, your timing is impeccable.
Everybody's talking up Emma Stone like she's going to win the whole thing. And it's very possible. And I love Emma Stone. And I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm sorry. This is no knock on Stone. It looks like she's going to be a Frankenstein-ish type of character. And she's going to have the ability in this movie to do things that we've never seen her do. This may be the most range we've ever seen from Emma Stone. And she's already given us a lot of that and delivered one of my favorite performances ever in La La Land. But what am I supposed to do? I just watched Killers of the Flower Moon, and I saw one of the best performances of this year, and I saw Lily Gladstone outshine, a lot of people are going to disagree with this, outshine Leo and Robert De Niro, and they're phenomenal. They're top tier, but she was better.
I'm better. I am better.
She's the heart and soul and spirit of this film. And I saw someone say this on Twitter. I don't want to take the credit. I don't remember who it was. I'll take the credit. She was so powerful in the film. A lot of people are saying they wanted more from her, that when she's not on screen, you're wondering what she's doing. You're wondering how she's recovering or attempting to recover emotionally, and you want more from her. I wanted more from her perspective, from the Osage perspective, but a lot of it had to do with her performance, because she is everything about everything. I could write a book on this. I won't, because I'm too lazy. She tore me apart, man. She ripped my heart out and tried to replace it with a synthetic heart, and I said, no, AI is bad. They're coming after me. So if you had to ask me right now, Gladstone or Stone? Stone versus Gladstone? Stone versus Stone? Double Stones? Stoner? Stone him. I'm going Lily as Molly.
You're really weird.
Actor. Once again, a trio at the top that I think are going to be very competitive with each other. I feel like this is less competitive right now than actress, but who knows? At the bottom, everything in me wants to go with Jeffrey Wright. Last time I did one of these updates, I hadn't heard that American Fiction won a big award that may have jolted it into that Best Picture contending spot. But Jeffrey Wright apparently gives the performance of his life in this movie, and he is someone that is due at this point, so it could very well be him, and I may switch these out next time we do this, but I feel like it's Coleman Domingo's time, man. I feel like it's Coleman Domingo's chance, opportunity, 2 times this year, but in this movie specifically, to shine, and that's Rustin. Rustin is a film that I'm very excited to see on Netflix. It's a character piece. It's a biopic. He plays a trailblazing, openly gay civil rights activist, and everything I've seen from this trailer, and again, I hate doing these so early because I'm basing it all off the trailer, but I want to give updates because I want to talk about it, and I want to be right early. Makes me feel better.
I like it a lot.
Man, Coleman Domingo, every year he's so powerful, and in this film, it looks like he's going to take it all on his shoulders and run. Now, I want to say it depends on how the movie is, but the movie just has to be good, in my opinion. His performance will be great, we know that, but how great can it be? Can he outshine Jeffrey Wright or have a better Oscar push? Sometimes it just depends on that, but I think both of these individuals, they'll be contending for a spot. I get to see The Holdovers next Wednesday, and the trailer is the most 80s nostalgic, classic feeling trailer for a feel-good story about a guy who's just cranky, and that's Paul Giamatti. It's like he's born to play this character. I don't even know that much about the character, just what I've seen and what I've read, but that shot, and I keep going back to that shot in the trailer, that's classic. That's already like an iconic 2023 frame, and the movie just looks so warm and wonderful, and I can't wait to see it. Sometimes you need a good crowd pleaser. Paul Giamatti, he's in a similar position to Coleman Domingo and Jeffrey Wright. I think it's going to be a 2-horse race with 3 people competing strong. I have him at number 4 right now. I can't wait to see this film next week. You know, I don't know if I agree with people saying this is the best performance of Leo's career. I would put The Revenant above this. I would put Wolf of Wall Street above most things, but he is great. He's phenomenal. He does everything he needs to do to portray a very unlikable human being, but one with this moral complex to where you know he feels the way he says he does. I mean, who wouldn't when it comes to Lily Gladstone's character in this movie? She's charming, she's warm, she's wonderful, but at the same time, he's a despicable human being, and I like seeing that out of Leo because most of the time, he's the good guy. So Leo's amazing. He's top-notch. He may just be the best actor on the planet right now, and he gives this performance his all. And there's something about his character where it almost feels like he's very gullible, and he doesn't fully understand everything going on, and he plays that in an excellent way. So everything about this performance is great. I just felt like he was a little overshadowed by Gladstone, and there were certain moments where I wanted a little more from his character, not necessarily the performance. those are nitpicks. The movie was amazing. I absolutely loved it. But Leo, I mean, he'll be in contention here, but there are two performances that I think may be competing for that win. Bradley Cooper in Maestro. Bradley Cooper feels due. Now, that shouldn't matter, but sometimes it does. And Bradley Cooper is the director of this movie. We saw what he did last time, and I think this is going to be a competently directed film. First reactions may be more divisive than I expected, but the people that love it absolutely love it. They're telling me that this could be a big Oscar player across the board, not just direction performances. But I look at Cooper, and maybe he'll be outshined by Carey Mulligan, but maybe it'll be a 1-2 punch, maybe a 1-2 knockout punch that could take actress and actor. And I know Cooper can do it. We've seen it before. I know he can be a chameleon. He's not known for that, but just seeing him and how he looks so different in a lot of shots, playing, an older version of this character, younger version, and everything in between. Plus, it's a black and white biopic, and the trailer just felt very artsy and Oscar heavy. And sometimes Oscar baity movies get it. I'm excited for it, but,
That's suspicious.
Number one, as good as Leo was and as good as I expect Cooper to be, Cillian Murphy, while maybe not even the focal point of the conversation, a lot of people are talking about RDJ, and that's fine. They should. But Murphy, he does everything right in this movie. He's very stoic and this straight face throughout most of the film, but the complexity in his eyes specifically and showing all of the different emotions happening in his head, even though he may not be showing them on his face. I like to say the best actors can act through their eyes, and that's really all they need. They just have everything else going for them. And Cillian Murphy, man, in this film, acts through his eyes, but showcases it through every bone, every nerve in his body, and it's so impressive. And this is his best performance in anything I've ever seen, and I'm a massive fan of Peaky Blinders. He's phenomenal, he's incredible, but the weight, the burden that he's carrying on his shoulders in this film as the title character himself, it's amazing. And it's not one where he stands up and screams to the top of his lungs throughout the entire film. Those showy performances are great sometimes. There's my dog. Better stop those pitter-patters. Daddy's recording. He just nails and executes everything he has to do. And that Nolan combination, we've seen it plenty of times. It's magic. So those are my thoughts for now. It's October. Things will change. I'll see these movies. That'll help. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this and you want more Oscar updates, you want to see a supporting list, want to drop a like, that'd be cool. If not, it's fine. We'll do Best Picture soon. Bye-bye.